Uh,
Great job,
good way to
Sage.
start the stream.
Hell
Yeah, bud.
Give
Yeah,
me a
that's
break for the love
exactly.
of God. Everybody go look in general chat right now. Please go look in general chat right now, okay? Then you'll feel what I feel, okay? That's all I have to say. Go look right now.
Anonymous person might be getting a little bit of a beating
Anonymous
tonight.
person is Hizro, and he sucks. Okay?
Luke, thanks for the tier 1, dude. W's.
Hey, tier 1. Let's
What a
go.
guy, man. Give it
Why
some
am I
love
so
where it's deserved.
huge?
Nate, shut up!
Oh, W Hizro too.
Oh my god. Yo, you know what? Thank
He
you.
made up
Yo,
for it.
you know
You
what?
made up for
You know
it. You
what?
made up for it.
You made up for it.
Alright.
And of
I'm
course
gonna
it's on an ad. I will shout out to the people on the VOD. This is a great start for y'all. But we've had a half hour of hell, which we'll explain later, I bet.
I have had a half hour of hell.
I've been
We as
sitting
a
here with
group
my-
have had a half hour.
My fingers hurt.
Nate, Bass counts too. I am all over the place right now. I'm just gonna stop talking for a little bit. I gotta clear my
Yeah,
mind.
you can just let me
I
do
gotta
the
clear my
intro.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll handle the start of this. All right. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the week number 3 power rankings, where we talk about the recap of what happened last week, and we will talk about our feelings of how they went, and we will go over what we think next week will look like. So, to start, we are gonna go through the Benthic recap. To start, we had the Surge taking on the Tide, which was a sweep for the Tide. Very shocking considering what happened week 1. We'll talk about these games after I go through the recap. MVP Chicken with 4 goals, 1 assist, 6 saves on 15 shots with a 1460 score. And then today we had 3 straight Benthic division matchups, starting with the Abyss and the Tempest, where the Abyss swept in a hectic game where I couldn't cast. Thank you again, Chicken, for casting. MVP Adam, 5 goals, 2 assists, 6 saves on 13 shots with a 1540 score. And then 2 hours later, we had the Reef take on the Fangs. Very fun series, probably the best Benthic division matchup so far this season. And it went to 5, and the Reef took it out. And MVP Slow, 7 goals, 4 assists, 8 saves, 23 shots with 2,448 score. And lastly, the Waves took on the Orcas, where the Waves swept in a 2v2 that was very controversial, which we'll talk about in a sec. MVP Hizro, 8 goals, 2 assists, 9 saves on 11 shots with 2,039 score. Now, before we talk about that, we were on an ad when this happened, but Luke, thank you for the sub. And Hizro, thank you for the Prime, trying to make up for the chaos you've caused this entire admin group. So thank you to both of you. But now, let's talk about these games. Let's start with Surge and Tide. What are some things we took from this game?
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
It really took the I had high expectations for Surge, and they kind of got crushed a little bit. Tide.
Yep.
I thought they were good before, and they are good still. I nothing about them has changed for me. It's just Surge. I expect better.
It also just fell apart at the seams. Like week 1, it was Green Melody Taze. We're like, yup, that team is the team to beat right now. Green and Melody seemed like the 1 and 2 the league needed to stop, and then just got destroyed by the Tide. It looked so different. Then Green is not able to play next week. Now, Melody has been traded, which we'll talk about later, and Taze left the server. So it's just that it fell apart so quick for them. I don't know how they bounce back.
Yeah, no, it's gonna definitely be difficult.
But on the other hand, the Tide, I mean, that they looked real good that series. I think Nate, especially you stood out big time in your series. I think for a third rounder, you lived up to the expectations and more.
Yeah, no.
But I think
Yeah.
just I just think Chicken is the best player in the league right now. I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to wait for the Benthic player rankings to say that. I think it's pretty clear at this point. He's said he's played bad the last 2 weeks, and he is still just dominating the league. So I can only imagine what it's like when he's actually performing at his expectations.
It's gonna be a tough one to beat. Not gonna lie.
But now to a more recent game, Abyss Tempest. Anyone have thoughts before I give my takes? Because I have some.
Yeah. I'll start. I believed the past 2 weeks in the Tempest, and I'm kind of starting to feel. I'm kind of already starting to feel that I was wrong. And I think maybe the Tempest aren't the top 3 team I thought they were before week 1. Abyss, they kind of stayed about the same for me.
So I'll go through what my takes are. So I have a pretty hot take. I don't think the Abyss are as good as they looked in that series. And I say this because to people that don't know and didn't watch the stream, the Tempest have 2 NAEs players who okay. Well, sorry, we just saw something very funny. But the Tempest had 2 NAEs players and the Abyss had all EU players, so we ended up playing on EU servers. And I think this game had a major asterisk on it. I think the Tempest, yes, don't look good right now, but I don't think a sweep shows how close these teams really are.
You see, I don't really know about that because that is the harsh reality of a whole entire team being EU. Is that like we're gonna see a lot of EU servers from that team, like no matter what. So that's just kind of the reality of things. I don't know.
On the flip side, there's going to be a lot of NA guys that you guys are going to have to play on. So
That's also true.
But on to Reef and Fangs. Me and Sync said it, and I think it's pretty obvious. I think this was the closest and most entertaining match to watch this season from the Benthic division so far.
yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
just the commentary halfway through kind of fell apart a bit, but the series was very fun. The Reef, after losing the tie, bounced back, and I think they look like a team to watch for. They're a dark horse in this league for sure. The Fangs, on the other hand, I think they stood out too. They're 0-2, but it's felt like it's been close, and they haven't had their top 3 MMR player in either of those weeks, Arox. And I pray to God they get him back next week. And I just think Sellout for them has a lot of decisions to make on who is going to be kept for them.
Yeah, no, they have a very strong, I guess, bottom core. They need to figure that out.
And then lastly, the Waves and Orcas, unfortunate ending to the week, to be honest. We had to force a 2v2, dipped on the league last second. They couldn't get a sub in time. So the Waves were kind enough to do a 2v2, but after midway through game 2, Yazoo left the match and left the series. So the Orcas had to forfeit their way out. There's not a lot of thoughts I have here, but I know there's one thought Sinks has, and I'm going to let him say it.
What'd you say? Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm
still
recovering from his row.
Oh, speed it up.
Dude,
I'm
still
recovering
from his row.
Speed it up. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll just say it for him. Carson RL. This guy balled out in game 1 of that series. The fact that he's going to be a free agent, hey, captains, it's time to pick him up. He played so good. in that one game with Hisro. It was the chemistry that he built with Hisro in the short amount of time he had, and the way he backed him up. Like, it's very impressive. So if there's one thing to take from that game, it's shout out Carson.
Yeah.
I also thought Carson played very well, with very low expectations too, which I think's a whole nother obstacle.
All right. Any final things about the matches last week before I go to free agent signings? Okay, we will get to
We're
free
good.
agent signings. So I'll go through these pretty quick. So to start the week, the Waves dropped Alex and added Infrared as a permanent replacement. The Surge dropped Taze as he left the server and added Goose as a permanent replacement. Then the Surge, the captain, Greenspeed, dropped himself because he's going to be out for a week, added Shadow as a long-term sub. Then the Reef dropped Eyes and added Alex as a temporary sub. But later on, Eyes would realize he can play, so they drop Alex and add Eyes back as a permanent replacement. Then the Orcas had a carousel of pickups. They dropped Melody to add Lion because of a certain trade that I'll get to in a second. And then eventually dropped Lion to add Washed, who ended up leaving the server. Couple more teams with free agent signings. The Tempest, since Pickle couldn't play, they added Flare as a temporary sub. And lastly, the Fangs dropped Arox once again and added Toxic as a temporary sub, who I didn't talk about and probably should have. Toxic should be kept on that Fangs team. I feel like we need to talk about that for a sec. He needs to be on that team.
He
After
probably will. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a shadow of doubt.
Because I think Arox, Toxic, and either MVM or Sokolbot. I don't know how Sellout's going to decide that, but I think either way, that team is very solid.
I think NVM's the way to go. I think that's.
I was saying
I would
I was
say.
saying it too. I think that is the way to go. But I think Sokolbot is a solid player who probably should be picked up as well.
See, the problem
Yeah.
is if we update players as they go back into as they go back into free agency, which is probably what's going to happen because you have to drop Toxic first since he was a temporary sub. He will be, I think, bumped up or close to being bumped up to a round 1 guy in
Oh,
Benthic.
Wow.
that's
So I don't
hella
quite
impressive.
remember what the cutoff is, but he's sitting at 1435. If it's GC, if the cutoff is
Okay.
GC, then he's round 1. But if the cutoff is 1500,
The cutoff
then
is
he's,
1500.
It's
okay, then he's
1500.
round 2. But all I'm saying is he's getting close. He's definitely the number 1 round 2 guy who's basically a free agent right now.
Yeah, I agree. So, now to talk about the trade. Very controversial, and I've said this a lot this week. This is my fault. I shouldn't have let this trade through. The league is new. I thought this trade could be approved as it was, but the Surge played their game, and they had a multitude of people drop or leave the server. So they thought of a trade with the Orcas where Melody would go to them and to replace Dylan on the Surge. Now, something that we needed to make a rule that wasn't was that a player can only play 1 game a week. So Melody had already played for the Surge, so he couldn't play the next week. So the trade itself shouldn't have been approved by me. And that, again, I am sorry to the Orcas, especially with how this week went for them. It's a very brand new league. We're learning as we go. We're changing the rules as we go to make sense, to be fair to everybody. But that's the only trade that happened this week. Yeah. Any final things on the free agency or trades before we move on?
I'm good.
I did want to point out that Orcas did have the decision to bring Dylan back for the temporary game, but they decided not to. So I don't know. I don't feel as much I guess, sympathy towards that team. I mean,
Well,
they
you weren't
did
you
pick-
weren't as involved as I was with making
This
that
is
decision.
true. That's why I'm kind of just like on the back foot. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's just what happened. But they had the decision. They decided not to. That's all I'll say.
And I want everyone to keep in mind, since we're talking about the games last week, the power ranking segment will be quicker. We're gonna not stay too long after we talk about our decision making. We're just gonna move on. So just want to keep that in mind as we go to the pelagic.
I will say though that the
Wait.
Benthic power rankings might be very heated arguments.
Yes.
Quick little
Yeah.
warning.
We'll get to that.
Yep. So, on to the pelagic. We had a rough week 1 matchup wise, but we got a lot better this week. The Clouds first took on the Sharks. Didn't the Clouds win?
Yeah, no,
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Damn it! Okay,
Just switch it
well,
around.
Just switch it around. It's 3-1. The Sharks took a game. MVP Hunt with 9 goals, 1 assist, 5 saves on 18 shots with 2,073 score.
A great show.
Then, yes, the Cyclones then took on the Tridents in what could have been a thriller of a game. The Cyclones ended up taking it 3-1. Was it a sweep?
3-0. It was a sweep.
Striker!
Yo, I don't know, man.
Lock the fuck
3-0.
0-2 in the pelagic, man. Yep. That's what I do, man. All right. So 3-0. 3-0 Cyclones. MVP Dogs. 7 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves on 15 shots. 1,707 score. Yeah, fire me. Do it. Then arguably, I think besides that Benthic match with Reef and the Fangs, I think the most fun match to watch, and I was by myself for it, the Kraken and the Stingrays. The Stingrays took it to 5 games for the first time, and the Stingrays were able to get the win and jump to 1-1. MVP Grizz with 5 goals, 5 assists, 5 saves on 14 shots with 1,922 score. And then the last match, Monsoon Bolts. We'll get to the Monsoon later, but the Bolts swept, jumped to 2-0. MVP Hi. Congrats to him. 7 goals, 2 assists, 1 save on 13 shots. 1,536 score.
Should have been gummy.
We will
was a
talk
hard
about
decision.
we will talk about that game later, but first we'll talk about the game that is actually 3-1 Clouds. Anything that stood out to you guys from that game?
Yes.
Oh, you go first.
All right. I was gonna say that Knot came in and
Yes.
played a great game. Played a great game for the Sharks. I think that they were a great addition to the team. Other than that, Hunt showed once again that he is, I think, one of the better players in this division. And I think that he is very underrated.
Luke, yes, the Sharks are 2-0. That is actually right. They are actually 0-2.
Yes.
Like actual. Something I want to say about the Clouds is I wasn't impressed with how they played.
Yeah.
I saw how they played week 1 against the Kraken in a 2v3, and I was like, oh, there's some hope here. There's some potential. I think they could go a long way if they have their whole team. They had their whole team. They faced a team that is trying to build right now against the Sharks, and I wasn't impressed. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely more up on the Clouds than I was because, like, I just I felt inclined to put them below because of the fact that they lost to Kraken technically, but like, I kind of knew they might be a mid team either way if they didn't have a good third. And Hez, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just a Hunt only sort of team.
Yeah. Then next is the second mistake I made in this recap. The Cyclones sweeping the Tridents. And I just gotta say, the Tridents disappointed me. I mean, they had a sub for Aniket Gart, who actually played pretty well, and I almost consider I think I actually did put him on my power rankings as like a shout out. Like I think he played good for that team. I just don't think Solo and Jerry lived up to what they did week 1.
That's a fair take. I just feel like the Cyclones are just broken.
I do think it's like, I think it's the Cyclones and then everyone else right now. I think there's just got to be a team that's got to challenge them. Like no one's really challenging them. And I thought the Tridents were gonna be that team to challenge them, but they're not. So it could be the Bolts, it could be the Stingrays as they're on the rise now. I don't know who's gonna step up against that team.
Personally, I said it last week too. I wasn't that high on the Tridents. I thought they were kind of like a top mid team. Like I had them at like 3 or 4. I think they were at 4. Because I think there are 2 teams that I still believe are higher than them, as we'll see later.
But then next up was Kraken Stingrays, and I gotta give my dues. I know Sinks has something to say about the Kraken, but before he does, I have to give my kudos to the Kraken. They played better than they did week 1, which doesn't say much, but it seemed like they played more as a team. Even though they lost, I feel like this was a step in the right direction for that team. Brainiac was way more involved. Theo got way more involved, and I think Silver played a better team game than he did week 1, getting his teammates involved. Because I think that's the key for that team. But now I will hand it off to Sinks, who has something he'd like to say about the Kraken.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So last game, it was a horrible showing. We saw that the 2v3, and they looked like shit. They looked so bad. I don't even know where to begin with how bad they looked. Brainiac, I love you, dude. You're a great guy, so I'm not gonna say anything about you. Silver, on the other hand, is just a dude who shows up whenever he wants to, doesn't really care. Somehow he's captain for some reason. I don't know why we did that. And then on top of that, he says he wants to be a captain, but he doesn't want to lead. That's not how you do this. That's not what you're supposed to do. And on top of that, on top of how much I hate Kraken, I was begging all of last week to get a 5-game series in, and the first 5-game series of the entire league is the Kraken. If they won this series, I might have blown my brains out. I'm so happy that
I'm just gonna get the popcorn.
I don't know. Like, dude, the first 5-game series, it went to 5. I'm happy about that. I'm not happy that it was the Krakens, though. Of all teams. Of all teams it could have possibly been. It was after last week. After last week, they had to cancel their game, and then they had to do a 2v3. And now they get the first 5-game series. Thank you to Stingrays for beating them. Shouldn't have let it gone to 5 against the Krakens. I'm not going to say that, though. I didn't watch any of the collegiate games. But, yeah. The first 5-game series is a Kraken, and I'm not having it.
And okay, I'm glad you got that out. But for to talk about the other team, the Stingrays, I think there's something there because Toes as a third man really stepped up. He played well. I also think Grizz and Cloud are like the same player. The amount of in game 5, I think I remember this stat that all the goals was a pass from either a pass from Grizz to Cloud or a pass from Cloud to Grizz. It was the two were very in sync, and I wasn't expecting it, but Grizz told me that he's played with Cloud for years, and I could tell when I was watching it. It was good improvement from the Stingrays, but yes, I don't think this series should have went 5. Finally. Oh boy.
Here we go.
Monsoon Bolts. Let's start with the Monsoon, shall we? They are, I'm just gonna say it, they're imploding from the inside. It is so outside, behind the scenes stuff that's going on that some of you don't get, maybe some of you do. There is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and that team is falling apart. Fire had, unfortunately, a power outage, so he couldn't make the game. Krills is still gone. I don't know how long he'll be gone. But the roster was Coda, Justin, and Allen. Let's just say that team does not get along pretty well. So Fire's got to change something and change something like now, like right now. There's a lot that needs to be fixed with that team. I'll let other people talk about the Monsoon if they want.
I
No
personally,
comment.
I have high hopes for Monsoon. I think that if they fix the issues they have, they're a good team. If they get all their starters back, if Fire and Krills are there, those two are so good. I think they could be a powerhouse team, but they need to be there. I think that's definitely like what they're missing. Just those two players, and I think this team can like be right there with like Cyclones and Bolts. I think are the other two. That's my take on
And
it.
and speaking of Bolts, they played their first actual match, and their free agent signing Gummy.
Monster.
No one in this league except me knew this was happening. That we'd see what we saw in that game. In case people don't know, Gummy had 26 demos.
In
20
Yeah.
in 3 games. 26.
Yeah.
Almost
Monster.
9 demos a game. And this is a player who has played 16 games total before this.
I'll get into it later because I have more to talk about. But yes, Gummy, 10 out of 10 signing.
If Luna and Hi can play around that and continue to, the team's a problem. But the one thing about the team that makes me a little bit down on them is if they're countered, they're screwed. Like completely screwed. Because now everyone knows their strategy. Everyone knows what the Bolts are going to do against them. It's just countering it. If they can counter it, then they're screwed. Because then it's a 2v3.
If Luna can make this man shoot, I think the fucking league is dead.
I agree with that. But all right. Any final things on the stuff that happened in the Pelagic division this week before I go over free agency stuff?
I think we're good.
Okay, so there was no trades, just a few free agency moves. Actually, not as many as I'd expect. Starting with the Sharks. Paul wasn't able to play this week, so they added Not as a sub, who Bass said it, but I think played real well. I don't know if we're going to see them again, unfortunately, but played good. And then rest in peace. The saddest news of the week: Ozza is stepping away from the league.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of personal things going on, and I completely understand. He's got to focus on his IRL life before this. So, huge shout out to Ozza. You'll be missed. Season 0 champ. Was replaced by a very interesting and bold move, JPEG, as a permanent replacement, who is now a captain as well.
hmm
Which we'll talk. I definitely have some stuff to talk about with the Sharks now. Monsoon, they dropped Krills and added Justin as a long-term sub, and then dropped Fireheel and added Coda as a temporary sub. Lastly, the Tridents, very last second for this one, Anakit was dropped to add Gart as a temporary sub. So the only thing I have from this is that JPEG signing. So JPEG was on the Stingrays originally, got dropped because he was a no-show week 1. He was having apparently horrible PC issues to the point where he couldn't even respond on Discord, which means he doesn't have a phone or the Discord app, which is something. So, yeah. So now he's back and he's been playing more. And him with Paul and Manuk, there is something there. The Sharks could have life from it. I feel like the Sharks could start to go on a rise if JPEG isn't, like Luna said last week, overrated. If JPEG plays like the best player in the division, the Sharks are gonna get wins from it.
Especially if Passer Paul plays more. If he gets back on the game and starts getting back into the grind, they'll be a tough team to stop.
I agree. But anyone have any other takes from this, or should we finally move on to the team stats, which we're not going to stay too long on?
I'm ready.
Go to the team stats. Here we're just going to talk about a few things that stand out after the first 2 weeks. Fangs, 72% on the defensive end in the first 2 games. We got to fix that. They need to get A-Rocks back because 72% on defense is bad. That's
It is.
get it out, man. I mean,
She couldn't get
they're
anything
also
going.
44% in the air though, which is I don't know how that makes sense. I don't get that.
They're going for a lot of things that they shouldn't be going for.
Oh my god, I just realized something. Does that say 45 saves? Oh my
Yeah. Yeah.
2 weeks?
They're on the
Yo.
back end. They're on the ropes constantly these past 2 weeks.
Fucking hell.
And then anyone else have other things? I don't want to just myself.
Reef,
Dog, I don't know. That's fucking.
the Reef have been on the like kind of like the opposite here, where they have been just taking shot after shot, and that's why I like the Reefs.
Yeah,
I like their offensive just powerhouse.
yeah. The Reefs and Tide are taking shots, so they definitely have a lot of offense going.
And-
yeah.
The last thing I have, at least for me, is Tide and Surge with their assists. Over 2 assists a game. That's good. That's pretty good compared to the rest of the league. Like the Waves are
Yeah.
up there too, averaging exactly 2 assists, but I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Tempest minus 15 goal differential.
Oh, I just noticed that. Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
that's rough. That's really rough.
Meep,
Only 7
brother
games
man.
played too.
Brother man, meet, please. Let's fix it.
7 games
I
played
need
and
this.
minus 15 goal differential. They are, in terms of games, I think that means they are 1-6 on the season.
Oh, dude.
I need the
That is
Orcas to
horrible.
play a more team game. You can tell because of the assists. They need to play a more team game. I did see that watching them. I need to see some more passes out of them.
I
Wait,
agree.
how are
Not
there
just single.
9 games played? Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, how are... No, wait, never mind, I got it. Alright, I'm sorry, dude.
anything-
All these stats, all the things that Hizzer had completely broke my brain today.
Al Hizro, man. But any final things before we move on to the pelagic division?
I think
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm looking over at chat right now. 26% accuracy for Tempest on 49 shots.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, brother. Oh.
Yeah, considering that Waves have 48 shots and they have 41% accuracy, the highest accuracy with 1 less shot taken.
hmm
That
Just shows
that's
rough.
the open nets. They got to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, onto the pelagic, where
meaningful
I
shots.
Oh,
have
Fang's at
I
30
have a-
demos. That's a lot of demos.
I have a feeling there's gonna be some skewed stats. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
check the bolts for a second.
Mm.
32 demos from the Bolts.
Next closest, 18 from the Kraken.
The Bolts are 57% on the defensive side.
Oh,
They're
oh, and
42%
you- oh,
on
and-
the offensive side. Same thing with Cyclones.
and
they are
you guys
very
think that's
offensive
crazy?
teams.
Oh, you think that's crazy, right?
Oh wait,
the
was
Kraken.
Gummy just on the offensive side the whole time, just demoing everybody?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was
Seriously?
going to say.
Hey. The Kraken had 9 games played and had 18 demos. The Bolts had 3.
The lowest games played. And
Oh my
20 amount.
They're gonna set a freaking record, dude. Like it's wild. I mean,
10.6 demos per game.
Yeah, they played 2 less games than the Stingrays and have, what is that, 28 more demos?
it's absurd. Absurd. But we've talked enough about Gummy's antics, but I think we just gotta talk about it, right? The Cyclones, like they are top 5 goals total, goals per game, goal differential, assist totals, and assists per game. They are top in all of those.
Sorry, I'm looking at differential 20.
20.
Yeah, 20.
And then Sharks and Monsoon.
Oh my god, the Sharks are minus 21 and the Monsoon are minus 16.
How are they minus 16?
Yeah, it's GG. It's wraps, man. I don't.
I don't like it.
That's
I don't
rough.
like it.
See, and I gotta say, my thing with the Cyclones is I think we're a very team-based, like we're a very good chemistry team. The assists are telling.
Yeah. I mean, Stingrays are at the bottom, but they should be with the 1-1 teams. But
Yeah,
that
they should be.
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Sinks, who had to spend a half hour on one person's stats. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to Sinks tonight with this stuff. All right.
You better. Jesus.
So any
Oh.
final things about the team stats?
I'd like to say that the Bolts are like right there with Cyclones in a lot of stats. It's just the fact that they haven't played as many
Enough
games.
games.
And
Yep.
yeah, the differential
Yeah.
is just messed up from the forfeit week 1.
Are we
Yeah, I
doing
think they
player
would be right
rankings?
there.
Hunt, I swear on everything, dude. We are doing it. Like right now, as in now.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go do those power rankings.
Yep.
So,
Ads.
some things that stand out are the fact that the Fangs players are like top 3 in saves. Like all Fangs
Oh.
players.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's actually.
NVM 16, Soklebot 11. Toxic's first games in the league, he already has 10. Just get those guys on offense, dude. They need to get some shots on net. But also, I mean, if there isn't more proof that Chicken and his row are the 1-2 of the league, it's just look at the goals and their average
Yeah.
score.
I feel like Hizzo's might be a little bit skewed because of the 2v2 and stat padding, but like definitely 1-2 right there.
I mean, there's a few distributors in there. With tied
Carlson's
same amount of
defense today.
yeah.
Look
But-
at that defense. All blue.
Yep. But there's not really a whole lot to talk about with player stats from either division. So anything anyone wants to add before we just move on?
I have one thing to add: 68% by Luke for accuracy.
I was just about to say
That is a number.
that is something to look at.
That is something to look at. Is that 50% from Flair at the bottom too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 2,
Yeah.
a little bit less of a.
Yeah.
Like, that'll get changed over time if they keep playing.
Agreed. But anything else you guys want to add?
Good.
I mean,
All right, onto the players stats. This list is a little shorter, but let's just once again highlight the bottom of the list of players here. 26.
74 average
Like-
score.
Second place is Fire with 10, and I know Fire. He is a demo merchant. He has 10. Second place. First place, 26. 16 more demos.
Yeah. Fire has
Manuk,
no
by
run
the
for his
way.
money, bro.
Yeah, the Nuke with
Manuk's
saves.
defense, his defense is so good so far.
Oh yeah.
I love him as a third.
Yeah, I agree.
Been very good.
I mean, again, is that? Oh, Justin has 66% shooting accuracy, but he has 3 shots, so that's kind of
Once
Hard
again,
to
little
judge it.
skewed.
Yeah.
Very top end in this division.
I mean,
But
if
Cloud, Cloud
you
on the other
really
hand,
want to look at something,
60
yeah.
Cloud 10 shots, 60%, so he's 6 for 10, 6 and 4, I should say.
6 for
Okay.
10 is a nice stat to have. especially against that game against Kraken.
And then obviously, I think the top three are the top three for a reason. I mean,
At
we'll get
Dogs,
to those guys.
shooting 48% on 33 shots is a lot. And then
Yeah.
another thing is Silver with 35
Nice.
shots. That's you take some shots. I don't like the Kraken, and I don't like Silver, but that guy takes some shots.
He is a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any final things on the players before we finally get to the power rankings, and we'll try to speed through these.
I think we're good.
So, like, I believe as Bass said, there's gonna be some debates here. We got some takes here.
My God.
Start with
Tucker,
me.
What are you thinking?
I hear me out. Right.
No.
So we'll start with the Waves. I know what their team is, and they have Hizro, who is a GC2 currently. They have Luke, who was signed as a Champ 2 or Champ 3 and has risen the ranks recently. Because he's played with Hizro. The two of them have been playing a whole lot. I've been seeing it in the chat. They've been playing a lot together. And Infrared, who was just signed, was a round 3 and got picked up from the Fangs, balled out for them, and then got picked up as a third rounder, which was an absolute steal because he is now GC. They have 3 GCs on that team, and they got them legitly. Like, it's that team is something to look out for. We didn't see a lot of stuff against the Orcas of what this team can be, but they're gonna be the team to beat right now. But the last time I said that was with the Surge. So, Waves, be careful. Tied, very close. I almost put them 1. But I just think rank-wise, I think the Waves had it over the Tide right now. But, I mean, Chicken just is Chicken. So, that team is 2. And my dark horse Orcas are 3 right now. They disappointed me this week. But they had a lot of stuff going up against them. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, especially since a lot of it was on me. I think Melody, Yazoo, and Mori is still a very solid team that can go far in this league. Fangs, I think with Aarox returning, if he returns next week, this team is a team to watch out for. And this all comes down to if Sellout makes the right moves, which I think is to have Aarox, Toxic, and either Soklobot or NVM. Whatever you want, you pick. Sellout. But I think that has to be your team. And if that is your team, you are, even though you're 0-2, I think you're going to rise. Surge, I've debated putting them lower. They're collapsing. It's bad. Green can't play this week. Melody's gone. Taze is gone. Their roster right now is, I believe, Shadow, Dylan, and Goose. 2 of those players, I have no idea what they're going to do. And then Dylan, honestly, disappointed me week 1 with the Surge. With the Orcas, sorry. Expected more there. Reef at 6. I think they're still a solid team that have something to prove. A lot of them have them at 3 right now. But I just think I need to see a little more before I can put them any higher. They lost the Tide. They beat the Fangs, who I think aren't... They're finding themselves right now. So it's kind of hard to say, but I could see them going higher. Abyss, I am down on the Abyss. I will say it. I will keep saying it. Even though Inverted has his team, has his guys, I still think there was a major asterisk on that Tempest game. And then, lastly, Tempest. I mean, I'm so disappointed. From 1 to 8 in 2 weeks. Meep, you gotta figure it out, man.
I think you're an idiot when it comes to Abyss, by the way.
We will get
there.
to the debate, but Bass, give your take.
All right. First, I gotta go with the Tide. I gotta go Tide 1 because I just think it's as simple as they have the best player and they have a supporting cast that can help them out. I think Chicken's the best player in the league, and I think with the supporting cast they have, they should be number one. And right behind them is I think Waves, and I feel like these two teams, Tide and Waves, I feel like it's going to be back and forth all season because it's essentially the same build, except I think Hizro might be slightly behind Chicken, but the supporting cast of the Waves might be a little ahead of Tide. And I know I'm dissing a lot of people that are able to hear me correct right now in saying so. But yeah, so those are like my 1 and 2, kind of like a 1A, 1B situation. Reef, I have at 3 because I loved what I saw from them today. I watched that game. It was a very fun game to watch. And I became a big fan of their 2 players there. Zay?
There and Slow.
Zare and Slow. Thank you. Those 2 are such a good combo. Watching them today, I love the way they play. Next, I have Orcas. I have a lot of hope in the future for Orcas. We haven't really seen them. This week was a little bit fluky. I feel like we'll get the full Orcas back next week, and that'll decide whether they go lower or stay the same. I can't see them going too much higher, but I could definitely see them going lower. I put them in here for now, though, because I still like them. Fangs, I still have a lot of hope for the Fangs team. I know they just lost to the Reef, but it was a close game. It was a good game, and honestly, the 3 teams I have below, I just don't have that same kind of still belief that they could rise up as the Abyss, as I'm going to say, the Abyss. I do also agree it was a little fluky. I don't think they're going to always get their servers, and that could really mess it up. I think that had to do with a lot of it, a lot of the win. Yeah, they're not terrible, but they're not someone I necessarily would have over anyone else above. And then Surge and Tempest. I'm putting them both in the same kind of category for 2 different reasons. Because Surge, they're just falling apart on the inside. They're like constantly getting changed around, and it's just hard to pay attention to. I think they really need to just settle down on a team. And Tempest, they have the same team that they started with, but their issue is that they're just off to a really slow start, and they're kind of just sliding fast, and I don't see them stopping. Yeah, that's my top 8. That's my 8.
All right, Nate?
All right. So first things first, I feel like the quality of Benthic is just a little bit improving for the top 6, but I'll get to the bottom 2. Starting with Tide, I'm a big fan of just chemistry and sticking together, so I just feel like the Waves are going to be a close second to us, but at least for the early stages, I feel like we have the edge over them if we were to play like 1-1 right now. And speaking of Waves, yeah, no, that's just a fucking nasty ass roster, bro. I don't know what to tell you. That fucking Luke is gonna play good. Infrared, when he played, was looking good. That's just gonna be a nasty squad. Definitely 1-2, sort of always gonna be switching. Same sort of take as Bass. Reef, I don't know what Striker is seeing, putting them at 6, but like they were playing quite fine. It's just up in the air. And same thing for Abyss. Like, yeah, they're not always gonna play their servers, but I feel like Adam is just gonna be a sleeper pick for like the rest of the league. He played fucking superb. I don't care if he was on his servers, he was peaking, but I guess I'm the only one that saw that? I don't know. And Orcas, dude, I don't know what everyone else is saying. I am hella down with the fucking trade that happened, dude. That was not good for the Orcas whatsoever. I feel like Dylan as a player is going to be a lot better than Melody. We fucking shat on Melody when we played against them in the series. Like, I don't even care the fact that Yazoo knows Melody personally. Like, it's just the quality of their gameplay is going to drop, and I am telling you, next week it's going to be obvious when they play against who is it? Beef? I don't even remember. Hold on.
Which team?
Oh wait, no, they're playing against Tempest. My bad. But that's gonna be. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like their overall quality is gonna drop, and it's gonna be quite obvious. They need to really prove it to me. Fangs. This is the assumption that Aerox is literally just gonna keep not appearing. He is 0 for 2 right now, and I just need to actually see a game from him to actually be encouraged to pick him, put them higher. And then finally, Surge and Tempest, they are falling apart. I don't really know what to say. I guess my only suggestion for Tempest is actually a little bit controversial. I feel like Dre needs to get dropped. He's not playing that great for a second rounder. There, I said it.
From your own owner, by the way, in CCS.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I am not impressed with his showing this league.
All right, thanks.
Right.
You have the same thing as Bass, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
That wasn't even like on purpose. It was just ironic. Yeah, I have tied clear number 1. I think Chicken is the best. Same reason as Bass. Chicken is the best player, and then Jake is also really good. Nate, you're really good. All right.
Yay.
It killed me to say that. Waves. I think after today, if they can find a way to keep Carson on their team, I haven't seen Infrared in a little while, so I don't know if he's better. But Carson played really good. Hizro played lights out too. I know it was kind of a fluke because Orcas were already pissed that they couldn't use Melody, and then their SSL sub quit right before the match, and it was just all over the place. But I think the Waves are a really good team. And then Reef, after today, I've seen what they did. They're a really good team. I don't know why Striker has them so low on his list. I think they're
I'll get to
the
it.
number 3. And then I have Orcas. I'm not very down on them. Today was a complete one-off. I think Melody is a good player, but I don't really understand the trade. I think especially after how Melody performed on the Surge this week, it wasn't a good idea to trade for him, but I know that Yazoo's the captain of that team, right? Yeah.
Vorkas, yeah.
Yeah. I think doesn't Yazoo know Melody in real life?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's why that happened, but I think in terms of the competition, it was a bad trade. And then I'm high on the Fangs. I think they have a great future ahead of them if they can get Arox back. And Toxic is right now a round 2 player. So Arox and Toxic and NVM or Soclip, like whoever they want, they can really pull off a stride here the next 8 weeks. Abyss, who has climbed in my ranks, like very subtly, I believe. I don't think they're better than any of the top 5. I don't think they're top 5, but I think they're definitely knocking on the door of being up there. Yeah, Inverted found his team. I think they were really good. They had a really good showing today. Against the Tempest, who was also pretty good, but I think Surge is still better than them. I think we can all agree Tempest is at the bottom. They have some things they need to figure out, but if they can figure it out, they can still be somewhat competitive. But I do think they will be at the bottom until they get a lot of things figured out. Surge at 7. I was very, very disappointed. I thought they were really, really good after last week. Yeah, Green is really good, but I think that trade will actually do a lot for them because now that Dylan is a round 2 player, it actually works with their roster. So that means that Green, who is a round 1 player, Dylan was drafted as a round 1 player, but during the trade got knocked down to round 2. I think that could be a really good team. It just kind of sucks to see that Taze left.
Yeah. I actually do agree with that take.
But you don't even want to talk about the Tempest Dam. All right.
Pretty did.
Yeah, he already did.
Fair. But I think it's time I try to explain myself here. So, more specifically between the Fangs and the Reef. Like Fang, Surge, Reef, those three teams are very skewed in a way from what everyone else has. So, here's my thing with Fangs at 4. I have them at 4 because I'm under the assumption that Sellout is going to do the right thing and that Aarox is going to be here for the future. Because it seems like he really wants to play, but he has things that happen at the last second that makes him not able to play. So if he's there to play, as well as Toxic and Soklobot or MBM, I think that is a team to beat. I think that is a top 5 team. Surge, this is, again, under the assumption that Greenspeed comes back, and it's Greenspeed, Dylan, and they got to find a third. I think, honestly, they should take either Soklobot or MVM, whoever is dropped. They should try to take them. Because those three would become a solid team. And I still think Greenspeed can carry a team, because we've seen that last season. Because Fire is a good player, but compared to the other teams around him, Greenspeed kind of had to carry. And I think he did that very, very well. And then the Reef are very close. I feel like these three teams are pretty much on the same level. Yes, the Reef beat the Fangs, but they beat them without the Fangs' best player. In 5. It was close. Like I feel like if it was a win in 4 or even a sweep, like the Reef would obviously go higher than the Fangs, but I think the Fangs have more potential than the Reef do.
I will say that if Aarox is able to come back and is able to actually play, then I would probably have Fangs at 3 if he can prove it to me on that day. At the moment, though, I'm under the assumption that it's Toxic, Soklobot, and MBM.
If it is, then yeah, maybe I'll probably put them lower. But any final things about the team power rankings before we go to the playing?
I think we're good.
All right, we'll move on. Honestly, I think this is going to be pretty quick for me. Cyclones are the best team right now. There's no doubt about it. Unless someone beats them. Bolts, I think the addition of Gummy is good for them, but I can see it potentially backfiring on them. Tridents, even though they lost to Cyclones, and I feel like I was a bit disappointed from them, I still think they're a top 3 team, especially with Solo and Jerry when he plays at his best. Stingrays, they showed a lot of potential in that Game 5 against the Kraken. I can see them as a top 5 team, especially with Cloud and Grizz. Clouds, Hunt is a very strong player, as well as Blazer. They know each other already, so there's some team chem there. But I still need to see more from them. They didn't look at their best against the Sharks, but I can see them going higher. Kraken, they're not at the bottom of my list anymore. They improved. There was definitely some improvement there. Silver dished the ball out more to his teammates, to Theo and Brainiac, let them do stuff. That was good for them. Monsoon, I've already ranted about them. They are imploding. They're very close to being the worst team. Very close. But I think Fire can still fix that. And then the Sharks, they're in a rebuild, but I can see them with the addition of JPEG rising.
All right, all good.
Yep, Bass, go ahead.
Okay, well, I have some explaining to do on a specific team I see here. But all right, to start off, I have these teams kind of grouped off into like a group of 3 at the top, and then 4, and then 1. So the way I did it is, the way I'm seeing it is Cyclones, Bolts are currently like right there as like powerhouses of the league right now. Like, I think with the addition of Gummy, I think he is so good for the team. And then with Monsoon, the way I thought about this list is me as the Cyclones, who am I worried about most? and I put Bolts there right at 2, and I put Monsoon at 3. Because although currently, as of right now, if I were to play them today, I'm not worried about them. I think they have the biggest chance outside of the Bolts and Cyclones to win it. But that's saying that they put their foot down. Fire Heel's there, Krills is there, and Allen. If those 3 can be there like every week, that's a scary team to play, and I feel like them and the Bolts are the only 2 teams that can fight with Cyclones right now to try to dethrone. I have the next 4 teams: Tridents, Clouds, Stingrays, and Sharks. I kind of have them all around the same kind of area where they're all good teams that I feel like will rotate back and forth, up and down. I think they're like good enough to compete for the playoffs. I don't see them beating any of the top 3 teams if they're putting out their best work. And then I have Kraken, who I still very, very much doubt will pick anything back up for the rest of the season. I think it's very tough on them.
All right, Nate.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Cyclones are the only team that I can even remotely see going flawless. Sorry, Bolts. These guys are just pub stomping every single team. It's actually one of the reasons why I have Trident still at number 2, because I think they are a really good team, and yeah, I have a pretty good chance of beating Bolts, all things considered, because they are just a rounded 3. But like, dude, Cyclones are just not fair. Every single one of their like slots, round 1, round 2, round 3, are like the best in their division. It's actually fucking crazy. But yeah, no, Tridents and Bolts, they're kind of grouped right now, just all in all, solid 3. Bolts, I'm a little bit shocked at, because Gummy is really good for their team. I really appreciate what Luna was able to do with him, and how he was able to, educate them. Kind of the same thing as Striker, in the fact that now that they are figured out, they are gonna have to be worried about people countering them, but that's just my current take for them right now. Clouds, I'm actually surprised people are putting them at 5th and not 4th. I feel like Hunt alone is a pretty solid man. He is able to cut down defenses pretty well, especially when they're not that great of defenses. Stingrays, pretty solid. I still think they have some things to figure out, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they keep improving. Monsoon, yeah, it's a fucking mess over there right now. I don't know how Flyheel's gonna handle it, because I'm sorry, Bass, but for what I'm hearing, it is just a wildfire, and there is almost no solving that except like taking people out. It's just assassinating. So I'm sorry to say, but Fire really needs to figure something out, and he needs to figure it out quick. Kraken, I'm happy. I'm happy with them. They did decent against the Stingrays, even if they were missing a number 1 player. They lost though, so I can't really say much. And yeah, Sharks, I need to see what JPEG does with the team, because from what I hear, Not is leaving, and I feel like Not is 10 times better than Paul. Sorry to say this. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting. I know he's the number 1 player. I know he can outperform like everyone potentially, but like we just haven't seen him. And of course, he could be overrated.
And Sinks.
I copied Striker because I didn't watch any of the games.
Oh, yo, I mean,
Brother!
don't even talk. Don't no.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not
just,
going to.
Yeah, just don't even talk about it then.
I
Just
won't.
copy me. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I told you that I was doing
But,
it as
hey.
I was doing it, by the way.
I know, but the thing is, you copy me because I know best, right? Like, I
No,
know
because you were the first one that was there.
Okay, in that case, I mean, the only thing to talk about is that Monsoon at 3. Like, I believe in Fire. I believe he can fix the team, but I think it's gonna be too little, too late. Like, I don't
they're
know
the
when
only
Krills
chance
is
in the
gonna be back.
playoffs.
I don't know if Krills is gonna come back or when he's gonna come back.
like they might be eliminated from playoffs before Kills come back.
Yeah,
It's
Then-
kind of that bad.
I just feel like the Bolts in the Monsoon, they're like the last hope to take the Cyclones out in playoffs. I feel like those two teams are like the only teams that stand a chance.
I
And that's if Monsoon's there.
here's a take, but to mix things up a bit with the Stingrays. If JPEG stayed on that team, I think they are a top 3 team. Because I saw how Grizz played, I saw how Toes played. They played for their divisions and their rounds, whatever, their ranks. They played above their expectations. Toes definitely did. Grizz, I think, played at or maybe a little bit above. So if JPEG was there and he does his thing as a projected top ranked player, then I think the Stingrays are a top 3 team.
The
I
thing that is
think-
kind of heartbreaking for me when it comes to Stingrays is that Cloud and Grizz are both number 2, so they can't be on the same team unless they sacrifice number 1. So, like, I don't know. I feel like with the roster that they have right now, they're able to compete with Clouds, in my opinion, even if I have them below. But
But my
That's
thing
fine.
is, I don't think they can compete with Cyclones, Bolts, Tridents in my eyes.
Oh.
I just don't.
yeah, no.
Which is unfortunate because I like that team and I like how they're built and they got good chemistry, but I just don't think there's enough talent there to take them over that top 3.
We'll
But
have to
they
see.
could prove me wrong.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it. I think the Stingrays were like when they were the team that they had. I think they were just a worse on every level version of the Cyclones. Where it was like they had the second best. Like they were like Dogs is right behind and Toes is right behind Dino. Or like Dogs is right ahead of JPEG and Dino is right ahead of Toes. And that's just kind of the way I see those two players.
Yeah, that's kind of fair.
Well, we haven't gotten to see JPEG play, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
But any final things about the team power rankings before we go to individual? Where I'm just gonna shout out a few players. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the
Yeah.
same thing.
I
We'll
agree
just
with
shout outs on the
Striker
ones
because
we
I
like.
copied his ranks.
Well,
Dude, I'm
Just for the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did your stats thing with the players.
Yeah.
Go to the
So
stats.
for the players,
So-
I'm just gonna do this quick for me because I did mine
Yeah.
based on top 15 in stats, and so that we can see where everybody has everyone based on where they're at on the stat sheet.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna talk about the top players. I'm gonna shout out. I want to shout out players that were underrated in their matches. So let's just start with Nate. He's a round 3 player. He played real solid. Like he played up to a round 2 player in his match. So huge shout outs to how he played. I think Toxic played just lights out for the Fangs. He is a bright spot for that team. They need to keep him. That's up to Sellout though, but dude, you got to keep him. Adam was good for the Abyss. I don't have hype with the Abyss, but I do think Adam is a very good player and stood out in his first game. NVM definitely has some potential for me. To be a good player. I think he had an off week, but I still think he, for a round 3, is a very solid player. And Carson, major shout outs to him. Luke is not thrilled with me having Carson over him, but I'm shouting out players that surprised me. Like the bottom 5 are players that stood out and surprised me mostly. And I think Carson was one of them. I had no expectations going into that Waves Orcas game for him, and he delivered way more than I thought. So that's why he gets a shout out from me.
All right, I have some explaining to do.
Yeah,
Yo,
Yeah.
Someone in the chat is not very happy with my list. And I will have to say, this was made before the last game happened. But I would definitely I would put his row probably second now. now that
you don't
game
say.
ended.
Yeah,
Okay,
his row at 7 needs to be studied, bro. I'm sorry.
But I think me putting him at 7 in the first place was less of a disrespect to his row and more so a shout out to Zay and Slow, first of all. Two great players this week. I loved watching them play. I had to put them both high. They were kind of like week one's Green and Melody for me. They just kind of played that role where it's just a very good 1-2. I still kept Green and Melody both up there. Green, obviously, Green is just Green, one of the best players in the league. Melody, I still believe in him. I still think he's going to be really good in this league. Some other shout outs I would like to put out there. Carson, great game. It was so good to watch. And Adam was a very good player and played like a top 3 player this week, I feel like. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Now, Nate, I know you got something you want to say specifically for someone who's not under top 15 that is on everyone else's in like the middle of the pack. Just got traded.
You're talking
to you
about Melody, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Dude.
So how in the hell is he not on your top 15?
Dude, I don't know. I feel like he is hella overrated. When we
To
played
the
against
point where
something-
you're better than him?
Can I say something, Nate?
when we played against him, I felt better than him.
Nate.
Like as a feeling play, we shat on him.
Nate.
I feel like his Tempest game was just a fluke.
He is better than you. Okay?
Right.
Get that through your thick skull.
Clean sweep.
He is better than you.
Clean
Because Chicken
sweep.
is better than all of their team combined.
I do not
He
care.
is better than
Clean
you.
sweep. Clean.
Unbelievable
If he was better, then he
that you
could
had
have at
yourself
least
on your
put up
own
one.
list and not Melody.
Clean.
You are an
Motherfucker
idiot.
countered fucking shiny clean sweep.
You are an
Yazoo
idiot.
over. Yo, Luke, listen. Yazoo over you. First of all, for a second round player, Yazoo against you as a third round player, I have been more surprised by Yazoo's gameplay than you.
Oh.
I'm just gonna say that now. You still have something to prove to me. Honestly. Oh, of course is an ad. Well, okay. Well, just whatever then. But Luke can sit on it. You can watch the VOD back. That just
I will say for Yazoo especially, the only reason why he's down on my list is because of that leave. Like that was kind of bad.
No, I get that. I do.
If that's like a consistent thing, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
Nate.
mean, yeah,
First of
sure.
all, I'm gonna say it again. Melody is better than you. Okay. And second of all,
mhm.
Luke is 10 times better than you.
I mean, I don't know. I had never kept a good eye on Luke in general, just because he was on a team with Hizro, and I didn't get to see that much out of him. So, like, I definitely will agree with that in the fact that,
Nathan.
like, I just have not paid attention.
Luke is miles ahead of you and always will be. Okay?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say no.
he is
Luke
an entire
I'm
rank
just-
so
I'm just gonna
much
say,
better than you, and
no.
it is insane that you're saying no.
I'm just gonna say no for now.
He is
Until
an
I see more out of Luke, because like I only saw a singular
until you see
game,
more.
and then
Yeah, until,
I
no,
don't-
no, he's better than you.
I don't see. No, I don't care, Sinks. I do not care. I don't even think you watched my game at that point.
I did. You were good.
Oh,
you were not
dude.
better than Luke.
Then I do not care about your opinion, bro. Like, come on. I don't know what to say. Like, I saw a singular game out of Luke this week, and a couple of games last week, which I wasn't that impressed by. I did put him in my top 15 last week. That's literally all I remember from him.
All
That's
right,
it.
we're doing it, Nate. You're C2 right now. 1209 currently. Luke, is GC 1470. You are peak
You got to
C2
1470, Luke? Damn.
1272. That's your peak. Luke's peak is 1660.
Dog.
Like I said,
Literally.
100 times better than you now. For every MMR
Okay.
he's above you, he's that many times better than you. And
need
you
to
don't
see
even have him on
gameplay.
your
I don't
list.
know what to tell you, brother.
You don't
like,
even
yes,
have
I
him
can
on
agree
your
with
list.
you now that I know the stats, but like, brother, I need to see
if you
the
want
games.
to put you above him,
These power
that's one
rankings
thing.
are based
If
on
you want to
game.
keep him off of your list, off of your top 15 players, that's a whole nother thing.
Dude, okay, look, all I am saying.
Striker, don't
I
think you're getting out of this
literally
too. You're
all
I
also
was
an
gonna
idiot.
say.
You are also an idiot.
Listen,
Luke isn't even in
listen,
that.
listen to me, right? I agree with what you're saying, okay? But my bottom five, I've been saying this clearly. My bottom five is for players who I think have stood out for their rank.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't
Luke should be
think-
in your top 10.
I
Above
think
me.
Zaire. So Luke, for his rank, I need to see more. I haven't seen enough yet. I feel like he's been in the shadows. Yes, as a support player, I completely back it and I respect it. Being someone that it doesn't show up in the stats what you do, but Luke is a key part of that team. I never didn't say that. He is crucial to that team. Without them, they're in trouble. I never said that. He is crucial.
Stephen A.
But-
Smith work from Sinks.
but
Like, I feel like
No,
I'm
no, no.
being
All right,
overly
all right.
pressed
If I'm
about
Stephen A.
But
Smith,
just-
then Nate is
he just
Skip
hasn't
Bayless,
stood out to
alright?
me
This is horrible.
these 10
this
players
is
have.
unbelievable.
like the top 10 right now, those are the players that have stood out to me most in this league, and Luke is close, maybe close, but he's not there. Again,
All
my
right, the
bottom
way that- the
five
way
is
that
for
you
like
organize
Maury,
yours-
Inverted, Nate.
Yeah, say what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's it? Okay, yeah. The way that you have yours organized makes sense, where the top 10 are the 10 guys that stand out completely to you, and the bottom 5 are the guys who stand out for their rank. That makes sense the way you organize it. Nate has a clear 1 through 15. The fact that Luke is nowhere on there is insane.
Yeah, I don't see. I could see Luke replacing you, Nate, at 15.
Yes,
Yes.
and I can agree with that wholeheartedly. I've seen a total of a singular game of this guy, and I haven't seen him in over, I think, technically 2 weeks. Cause wait, no, he played on Tuesday, right? For week 1.
Oh god, week 1. I don't remember.
Who? Oh, God. Not a
Waves
clue.
versus Abyss. I'm pretty sure that happened on Tuesday. I have not seen this guy in a long ass time, brother. And I am basing these rankings of fucking league matches. So if this is like a scrim basis or just pure stats basis, then I don't know what to tell you. Like Aerox isn't on my list because I don't know the guy. I haven't seen the guy, for fuck's sake.
All right, well, we got to move on because I got things to do. You're an idiot, okay? We're moving on to Pelagic for this.
Okay, so
Alright.
now that you know what my idea is, and I can see an interesting theme in all of ours, and I'm just gonna bring up right now. Grizz and Cloud are hand in hand, and I genuinely think those two players are clones of each other. They play the exact same. It is absurd, and to the point where all 4 of us have them Grizz 10, Cloud 11, Grizz 8, Cloud 9. Like it's wild how similar they are playstyle, and they work very well together. Now, my shoutouts, I had Cloud as one of them, but I can honestly see Grizz and Cloud. I put them there for a reason. Like I think they're both a shout out to them for how they played, and I could see them as a top 10 player. Coda, as much as I'm disappointed with certain things that have gone on with the Monsoon, Coda played good. He is a solid round 2 round 2 Pelagic player. Dino, he was mad at me for not shouting him out week 1. I needed to see more, and he showed me more in week 2. So Dino gets a shout out for me. Gart, very impressed by. on the Tridents. Was a last second pickup for Anikit. Didn't really get time to warm up. Just hopped in, and he played good. He is a good round 3 player, and probably someone who should get picked up in my eyes. I think he definitely should be, as well as Coda, if Coda can get control of certain things. And Toes, like I've been saying, very much played higher than his rank. So shout out to Toes. It seems there's some.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
It's
defend
time
yourself
to-
in front of Brainiac.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
oh
Brainiac
yeah. I can
is
talk about this.
pissed.
I can explain this. I can explain this so easily.
Yeah, no,
All right,
Brainiac,
so one-
respectfully, yeah, no, he's right.
So I think we all agreed that like Luna and Hi are like maybe the best. Not maybe. I think they are the best duo, like straight duo that there
At the
is
moment, yeah.
at this
Yes.
division.
I think
I
they
think
are
that's-
Grizz and Cloud, a higher rank version of it.
Yeah. Something else, I think Not just played really well and really like helped their team take the game that they took. It was just a very strong showing. Dino is so good as a round 3, and I'm gonna keep saying it. He hits like aerial shots that I don't think any other third rounder can hit in this division. I can't, I haven't seen it yet. Manuk continues to just show that he is so good as a round 3 as well. Different skill set as Dino, but like those two are like the peak of the round 3 players. Like they don't play like they're round 3 players. They play like they're round 2 players, and they're so good. And the last one that I want to talk about, Gummy, I think the role they have him in makes him so good. Because if you can take out the best player or the second best player as the third for the team, I've said this multiple times this season with Dino and Manuk, those two. The fact that they can take on a first or a second round player and like mess them up, or like do like they can like Dino or Manuk can like make a play over those kind of players. Gummy does it differently because they don't play that much, but they still manage to take out a first or second round player, and they manage to mess them up. Like this week, was it Coda this week?
Coda is
That
a
they-
round 2.
Yeah, but what is that? who
Coda
they
and
played?
Justin. Coda,
Yeah, that is-
Justin, and Alan.
Okay, so I think it was Justin. Gummy was able to put the seatbelt on some people this week, and it helped them tremendously win their game. It gave, like, he was a major part in their win, just because he was able to strap some of those other players in a seatbelt. Very good showing.
So Bass, before we move on to Nate, is your list the top 15 like overall, or are you having just some shout outs?
Yes. No, this is a top 15.
Okay, we are gonna have to have a nice conversation after this. So Nate, how about you go ahead? Because
Okay.
I have some things on my mind.
I feel like there's like a gun being pointed under the table, but I'm just gonna continue. As for
Just look at
people
the
to shout
flowers.
out, I am hella up on Not, like individually wise. He played a phenomenal fucking game, and
That double tap was choice.
it was fucking beautiful. I'm a little sad the fact that he's going to get dropped, and I feel like he's going to be a fucking steal for some fucking teams right now. But
If they play.
yeah. For other people, I'm a little sad that Fireheel wasn't able to play. He dropped down a little bit because of it, sadly, just because I got to see more from other people. Dino is cool. Yay. There's not much else I can really say. I guess shout out to Hunt because he is my number 2 now.
I just realized Fire's not even on my list. That is a mistake by me. I needed to have him up here. Whoops.
Yikes.
Well, I would put Fire 3. That to make that clear to everyone.
Oh, okay.
So, but Fire should have been up there. I missed that. Sinks yours is stats. So, I mean, if you want to talk about something, you can. But
I love putting Gummy in the top 15.
Thank you.
Just want to say that.
so
Also,
that's not what
something about
I'm
Dino-
pissed about.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Something about Dino. You said he can hit aerial shots that no other round 3 can. Didn't he hit a double tap in week 1?
Who?
Did he?
Dino?
Yeah, Dino did.
Yeah, Dino did. Dino hit a double tap, and it was a double tap off the ceiling.
Oh, yeah,
off
and
above
It wasn't
the-
clipped either. Haha. Sorry, Dino.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
a clip
alright.
and a half.
Yeah.
Then that means that he hits aerial shots better than some round 2 players can do, because I know that you can't, Bass. I'm just gonna put that out
Yes.
there.
Ooh, ooh,
Yes,
ooh.
that's why I continuously put him up.
And
That's
not
why I
even a
drafted
stray,
him.
honestly.
That's
That's
why
not
I
even you catching
drafted
straight.
him.
So now, Bass, I need you to just look at the flowers, okay?
Who are we talking about here?
Jerry
Me?
at 14.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mimi.
14.
Yeah, Jerry.
You're top
that is-
15.
I
You have
mean,
Jerry at 14.
I-
You have
I
Manuk
watched-
above him.
Did you watch the game though? Because I was in the game.
Yes, I
was
casted the
actively
game.
in the game. Yeah, but I was like,
okay, so
I was in the game.
I
Nowhere
will
near the game, so I'm gonna
real
let
quick,
you guys
pause
talk about
real
this.
quick. Bass, you're telling me when you do head to head, skill wise, you put Manuk over Jerry.
Yes,
Alright, look at the
Oh
flowers.
my
man.
absolutely.
Oh
Put
my
it-
God.
Look at the flower.
Absolutely.
Look at the flowers.
Manuk
Look at the
made
flowers.
some clutch
Look at the funny
plays.
flowers.
I don't mean to
You
like.
put- I love Dino. but
Who
you put
went
Dino above him.
scoreless against you?
I put Dino above him because Dino can hit a
Scoreless.
double tap. He can hit aerials like a 2.
You are not above him.
Scoreboard check.
I'm above it. Yeah, I think that
You're
me and
not
Dino
above
are
him.
me and Dino are interchangeable. If that's what you're
Hold on,
saying.
I did a.
Dude, you're not.
That's what,
He's above you both.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
stat
Jerry
wise,
is
I'm
behind.
looking over at Sinks, bro. You're not better.
Jerry, but I was
What about
in
me?
the game with Jerry. Jerry made some pretty big mistakes in the game.
Oh, I was complimenting you.
It was
Oh.
pretty evident. He missed some like wide
watch
open
week
shots.
Did you watch week 1?
Yeah, but this is more of like a week by week skill based.
So you're
List.
taking it week by week. It's not your top 15 then.
No, it is.
Is it-
It is
is
a
it
top
top
15,
15 of the
but I
week?
heavily no. It is top 15, but like I'm gonna take in the week by week, and I'm just gonna say I got to watch Jerry this week because I was in the game with Jerry, and I saw a lot of mistakes, and I was like, I think me and Dino and Manuk and Not are like right above him.
But it's
Did-
just the freaking Manuk, man.
Did
That
you
is
at
so.
least
And
watch
Dino, I love Dino, but no,
Shots game?
he's
Dino is so good, and I'm going, and that's not even me trying to be biased. I'm not. I'm seriously not. I just play with Dino, and I've seen him play, and I'm like, why was this guy ever around 3? He's hitting double taps and stuff in game with me. Like he is playing like he beats me in MVP voting a decent amount of time, like probably around like a little over a third, a little like Dino is right there.
Yeah, I do not think Dino's being overrated here. He is a good player. I'm more baffled the fact that Jerry is low.
like for awards towards the end of the season. If we do a underrated player of the year, I think Dino will be one of the nominees if he keeps playing like this. But it's just Jerry under Manuk as your actual top 15 is ridiculous. And I love Manuk.
Manuk?
He's played good the first 2 weeks. But Jerry is a second round player who has done better statistically than him.
See, I played against them both. That's why I put Manuk higher than Jerry. The reason I chose these two specifically in this order is because I got to play against them both. And what I came down to in my head was it was very close between these two players. And I was like, I played against Jerry, and I got around him pretty easily, and I felt like it was pretty easy playing against him. Manuk was a menace on me. I could not get a shot on Manuk. It
Yeah, and
was so
he
difficult.
didn't have his best stuff in week 2. which is why he's not in my top 15 anymore and he's not being shouted out.
Yeah, none of you guys are gonna change your mind. I think it's time to move on.
I agree. Any final things before we go to predictions?
Nope.
Nope.
Let's go.
Predictions should be
Ooh.
actually pretty quick. We have a lot of similar ideas. Last week I went 3-5. Bass went 2-6. Yeah, that's rough. Nate went 3-5. Sinks went 4-4. So we had a rough week.
No, that was
in the Benthic.
that's like for the past 2 weeks combined for the Benthic division.
Do we realize?
So we're doing
You
really
guys
bad.
suck at predicting the Benthic.
Ow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is actually so
Whoa,
bad that it's
whoa.
impressive. This is impressively bad.
It's pretty
You
rough.
should be.
Honestly-
you should be getting 50% if you are blindfolded.
I'm gonna say Fangs
Bass,
over Waves.
that is a lot
because
of talk for the
it's
guy
so-
2-6.
I'm saying Fangs over Waves because it's so boring to have everybody do the exact same thing. But I think there's gonna be a lot of blowouts this week. If I'm gonna change one game, it's gonna be this one. I feel like with Arox, it's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
closer. And if they can keep Toxic, I think they can actually win this game.
I
Yeah.
want to be surprised though with these
I
games.
wouldn't be
There's
surprised
not a lot to
if
talk about here.
Surge with Green. No, Green is out this week, but he
Green's
has
out this
Shadow
week.
though. Shadow is pretty good. With Shadow,
Shadow,
and
Dylan, and Goose.
can overtake Reef. I wouldn't be shocked about that. I would be shocked if Tempest go over Orcas, and the same thing with Abyss over Tide. So if there were one thing,
Yeah.
if there was one thing I would change, it would be Fangs over Waves. I was thinking about doing Surge, but I don't know. I think Reef are really good.
Here's my thing. I think if there's one series that could be like a huge upset here, I think it's the Orcas and Tempest. As much as I love the Orcas,
Well, yeah, that's just
Nate's
because
got
it's the
this thing
top
with
team versus the
Melody
bottom
where
team.
it's
statistically the easiest one to say.
Yeah,
It's the biggest
I'm not
upset.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
no,
As
but
much
like
as
I can,
don't
but
like
it's the
Melody,
one I could see happening the most.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
As much as
I
I
could see
don't
the-
like
this
Melody, this should be easy with the way that Tempest are playing.
Striker,
It's
are
nothing
we
to do with
watching the
individual.
same teams?
It's
But it's just more I know the ceiling that Meep and Dre have together
Yeah.
because I played with it. It's
Yeah.
they have a high ceiling, but they've got a very low floor, and they've hit that floor both weeks so far. So I just want to see if they can hit a ceiling. If they do, they could be a team to watch out for. But right now, they're not showing it.
Yeah.
But any final things before we finish off with the Pelagic predictions?
I'm excited to see what the Abyss have against us. Cause like I feel like that can really test them.
Nate, is any
Right.
of your teammates on EU?
No.
Then I
It's gonna
believe
be
it's going to be the
swapped.
first game of the series that we're
Do
swapping.
you have any Central or West?
Nope. All East.
Well, any Central or
So
West
it will-
count towards
It will be
East.
alternating, but EU will have advantage because the Abyss are the home.
We are going at them.
Yeah.
I did check. I will say I did check my ping on EU servers. It is at a clean 90s, so I think I'm chilling. I don't know about my other teammates, but it's gonna be a
But
good
Sinks,
game.
we did have an alternating game. I forget which one it was, but
Oh,
we
we
did
did.
have one earlier. Yeah,
All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
All right.
I
let's
forget
move
which one it was. Though. Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yippee!
And we're doing a lot better here in
Oh.
the Pelagic. We are doing so much better in this division.
Yes.
6-2, 6-2, and then 6-5-3. So, I mean, this one we could talk about a little bit more. The big thing is the Sharks and Stingrays game.
Yeah.
So, my thing with the Sharks, even though I have them below the Stingrays, I think JPEG gives them a shot. And I think them not having the Stingrays not having a round one player is gonna be their downfall in this game. I think JPEG might show out. Which again, we miss Luna in this stream, but Luna saying that JPEG is overrated. Well, I think it's time to show it. That if to prove him right or wrong, I think this is the time. But I have faith in JPEG, so that's why I went to the Sharks.
I will say, if if Gummy can get to silver, I think it's gonna be something to watch.
It could be
Correction.
raps, dude.
When Gummy gets to silver.
when Gummy gets his hands on silver.
But here's my thing with the Bolts though. Is if they start to face one of these higher teams, like if they face the Cyclones, let's be realistic, right? Is Gummy actually getting demos on dogs?
Maybe.
Hell,
I can see him get demos on Bass and Dino. Not sure about dogs.
Yes. But dogs, no. I don't think he's letting that happen. But also something of a hot take for the Bolts to try to make things more interesting here. If the Bolts didn't face the Monsoon, who had Allen literally just sitting still in net the entire game, just getting demo farmed, and have Coda and Justin, who are hotheads, I'll just say it. They get mad quick. It seems like it could have been a different story, but I mean, against the Kraken, like you have Silver on the other team, you already know how that's going to go with staying composed in adversity. And then Theo, I love Theo, and I love Brainiac too, but like, I don't know if they're going to be able to dodge it.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts from anyone?
I'm not sure. I might have copied Striker again. Because I have no idea what I'm doing for Pelagic. I missed all of the games, and I didn't watch them.
And
Striker was the first one, so if anybody else was the first one to put theirs in, I probably would have copied it.
Yeah, Sinks, all I'm going to say is that this might be the one time you might not want to copy.
Do we have all the same thing
I got
for
faith
Sharks
in this.
and Stingrays? I think we're okay.
I got faith in the Sharks. I love Paul's awesome. He's gonna bounce back. He's been playing more. He's getting some reps.
JPEG switching teams is huge to me also.
Yeah, now he's facing his former team.
Yeah.
I want to say my 2 cents about Stingray / Sharks. This is gonna be a 1v3. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, if JPEG can't perform, they're getting shit on, respectfully.
I think Cloud's Tridents is a closer series than these predictions say.
Oh, yes. That is something I wanted to say. This is going to be a real good testament for Clouds and Hunt.
Yeah, this is very telling for the Cloud season, in my eyes. If they can't, at the very least, compete against the Tridents, they're gonna fall very quickly for me.
I have faith, though.
Reading back in the chat, I think Doug's was pretty mad that I had him at number 3 on my list. That's because it's based on stats. So just know that you're number 3 on the stats list.
Yes, statistic.
So you're number 1 in my brain. Okay, you're number 3 on the stats list. Mine is based off stats. I gotta use them some way, somehow. Okay, I spent so much time on those stat sheets that I'm gonna use them.
And if you want to know why, you can go into the stat page and look at it yourself.
Oh yeah, if you wanna look at his row, if you wanna look at what his row did to me, I'm gonna leave that up for a little bit. Okay.
Respect, so much respect. Man.
I'm gonna leave it up for a little while. Okay.
All right. Any final things from anyone before we wrap up stream?
Nope.
Cyclones.
All right, this was a lot of fun. Went a little long, but that's what these streams are. That's how it's gonna be.
It wasn't that much longer than last week. We just started super late because of have we mentioned it yet? His row.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any games scheduled yet. To everyone who hasn't put their schedule in, please do so by Wednesday. Makes it easier for me and Sinks to schedule times. And that is it.
Oh, I will say one thing. Striker will be taking over streams a lot over the next 2 weeks because from now until, I don't know, the Sunday after next Sunday, which is the 19th, I believe, I am completely unavailable except for Thursday and Friday, and I might have something on one of those days.
So yeah, I am sorry to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry in advance for the streams, but it hasn't been that bad in the games I've done. It's been actually fine. So
Okay.
but all right,
It's
we're
just
gonna wrap.
sadly more of your voice.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna
Well, it's
wrap up
always
stream.
his
All
voice.
right,
Oh, whoa,
thank
that
you
was mean.
everyone. Yeah, we're just gonna wrap up stream there. Thank
right.
you all for watching. Well, it was a lot of fun. End of week 2. Excited for week 3. I'm gonna miss Sinks.
Yeah, you will.
And yeah,
Goodbye,
Yeah.
my thing.
everyone have a good night.